Test, test, test. We have 1 minute, guys. We are going to start today in a heart opener, a heart bridge. So if you know the block level you like, you're welcome to do it. As a guide, this block will be highest, come under the base of the skull. So there's an occipital joint just at the base of the skull. It's that little divot. Your chin will come towards your chest. It'll rest here. Your shoulder blades will rest across the block medium distance. So it'll be around the base of the shoulder blades, just like if your shoulder blades were a piece of candy corn and they were upside down, the bottom part is going to touch the block. Okay. And it shouldn't feel like a lot of pressure in the spine. It should feel supported. If you have a tighter chest, then it might feel a little jarring as we get started. Okay. See if you can breathe a little deeper. Welcome, Blake. Welcome, Alex, online. I dropped the playlist into the chat, and we'll need 2 blocks for class. And then you'll just start relaxing. The legs can come into Baddha Konasana. They can come extended nice and long, whichever one you choose. And before you rest, make sure you feel supported. So don't just come into a shape where you don't feel supported. Settle in and notice if you need to adjust before we stay, because we will be here for a few moments, opening with pranayama. Hey, welcome in. And then as you're in this supported heart bridge, allow the breath to fill up across the ribs. And then on your exhalation, can you soften into the blocks? So imagine the sensation of relaxing. Maybe you had a very full day. I'll copy it again. Maybe your day was not really that busy. Maybe it was stressful. Maybe it was really productive. But however your day was so far, can you let that go? So can you imagine it's like you're driving in a car and it's in the rear view. You're just driving away from whatever happened before this moment. And then you get a moment to utilize your breath as an open road ahead of you. And as you're lying in this shape, can you fill in things that you might see? You can make it a place that you really want to go. This can be a place that is from the past, maybe a place you've never been, maybe a place you enjoy. And start to fill in the details, the colors, the smells, the temperature, the sounds. If your mind wanders during this process, just bring it back and focus on this place. Know that this place, real or imagined, is somewhere you can come to whenever you wish, whether it's in your practice this evening or if you need a moment from your day or whatever's going around you. Exhale all the breath. Take a slow, controlled breath into the nose. And then a slow, controlled breath out through the nose. Keep breathing like that into the nose. You'll fill up nice and slow. And then exhale. Start to move in a way with your breath that you count your breath. Maybe you count an inhale to 4, 5, or 6. And then match the exhale to the same count. You are the driver of your breath. You get to decide if it's too slow, too fast. And come to a range of breath, a range of your count that makes you feel a little invigorated, alive, and challenged, but also like you have the space to fill up completely and to empty out completely. There's no rush to finish the inhale or rush to finish the exhale, because the number you chose to count in and out is the perfect balance of breath for you today. Let go of the focus on the breath. Start to curl all four fingers in towards the center of the palm, and then wrap the thumbs around those fingers. Curl the fingers in towards the inside of the forearms, and then rotate the palms side to side to stretch the tops of the wrists. Then start to circle the thumbs around in one direction. Keep the fist. Circle the thumbs around in the other direction. Take your palms with fists straight up overhead, really firm up through the arms. Plug the shoulder blades down. Arms are up towards the sky. Take a big breath in. Exhale, plug the shoulder blades. Inhale, reach your arms with fists straight up overhead. So biceps by the ears. And then exhale, draw the palms with fists straight back towards the hips. So you're going to move the arms like a rainbow. Reach the arms up overhead. Maybe the biceps come by the ears on your breath in. And then reach the palms by the hips. Maybe the breath comes out. Maybe the palms stack in line with the hips. Keep moving like that a few more rounds. You're making fists, so you're making the top of your wrist really tired by stretching through the fingers. Last 5, 4, 3. Take your arms up towards the sky. Stack the fingertips over the shoulders and just shake your hands. Shake your palms like you're trying to get rid of your fingers. Really shake for 5, 4, 3, 2. Right arm under left. Eagle arms. Double wrap, single wrap, or grab opposite shoulder. One elbow underneath the other. Pause and breathe. Take an inhale, lift the elbows slightly. Feel the rib cage expand across the block. And then exhale, draw the elbows back in towards center. Inhale, goalpost the arms, open up through the elbows, big goalpost, and then switch. Left elbow underneath the right arm. Pause and breathe. You can double wrap, you can single wrap, so back of the palms touch or cap to opposite shoulder. Inhale, lift the elbows, breathe across the block, and then exhale, draw the elbows back towards the belly. Inhale, open up the arms, goalpost, take a breath in. Exhale, palms down by your side, roll to the right. If you're expecting, roll left. Press up off the blocks and come into a seat at the top of the mat. Take your blocks by your sides and then crisscross applesauce your legs. If your low back rounds, then just take a block underneath the pelvis to support the hips by elevating the pelvis slightly. Palms are going to come to your shins. Take a breath in, open up through the chin, the chest, the throat. Exhale, round, pull back through the ribs behind you. Keep moving like that. And I invite you to close your eyes, and then you can start to circle the ribs, the head, and forget what this looks like and come a little bit more into what does it feel like. Make sure you're breathing, especially when you start circling or manipulating the spine side to side. Breathe through the ribs, breathe through the head, breathe through the shoulders. Sometimes to move in one direction, you'll notice something will tense up. But imagine you're like water. And then find neutral. Take your fingertips behind the head. Elbows reach out to the side. Open up through the elbows. Take a breath in. Push the base of the head into the skull. Exhale, round. Don't push into your head. Pull the elbows in. Inhale, open, push the head back. Resist pushing the hands, but tuck the chin to the chest. Use the belly. Inhale, reach. Exhale, use the belly. Chin comes towards the chest. You're toning the belly quite a bit. Keep pushing the head into the hands. Inhale, open. Stay for the exhale. Inhale one more time, lift the ribs. Exhale, open the elbows, goalpost. Good. And then when you're ready, take your palms forward, cross over shins, or you can swing the legs behind you, find all fours. Take your blocks to the side and just move them out of your way. Take your right foot behind you, tuck the toes, and press back and forth through the base of the heel. Keep moving like this. If you would like to intensify the push, lower to the forearms. This is going to give you a little more foundation to push back further through the heel. We'll all lower to the forearms in about 2 more breaths. Hold the press back, lower to the forearms if you're not there already. Tuck the tailbone slightly and then press the left toes back. For those of you that are expecting, you're coming to a side modified plank. Okay. Right knee is down, left arm to the sky. For those of you that are expecting, right knee down, your side modified plank. Good. Lower down to the belly, Sphinx pose. You can take the bolster under the belly or opposite arm, opposite leg, Harriet, Truk, and Christina. Good. Lower all the way down, press back up, find all fours. We cat and cow. Lower the belly, lift the chin, lift the tail. Exhale, round. So for my pregnant mamas, I'm just going to say, for those of you that are expecting, okay? Everybody else, if you don't have a baby in your belly, that's not you, okay? Next time you are neutral, hold neutral. Left toes go back, just a little rock back and forth. As you rock forward, grip into the finger pads. And then you can lower to the forearms early, like me, or you can lower in a bit. We'll all meet on the forearms shortly. Those of you expecting, you're coming left knee down, modified side plank to the right. Okay. Everybody else, forearm plank. Hold the press back and then step back to your forearm plank. Line the pelvis up with your shoulders. Push down firmly through your forearms. We are on the belly. My mamas to be, you're going to come to opposite arm, opposite leg, all fours. Lower the pelvis. Take a breath in, open up through the heart space, and then lower all the way down. Serpentine cobra, fingertips come out. You guys can do this from all fours as well. Fingertips out, take a breath in, up, open up through the heart. Right shoulder dips to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Harriet, Truk, Christina, watch me. You can do it from all fours. Good. We come back to downward facing dog. Once you are complete, 3 rounds each side. When you're ready, you'll push back through plank, modified plank, shift the hips up, back, and down. Hips to the sky, pedal through one foot and then the other foot. Welcome to your Monday 5:45 practice, guys. My name is Mel, and I'm excited that you are all here. Blake, Alex online, we're pleased that you're joining us virtually. Big toes touch. Right leg lifts to the sky. Kick up through the right heel. Flex your foot. Turn your pinky toes down. Take a big breath in. Stack your right heel behind your hip. So knee bends. Right knee comes up towards the sky. Small circles. Think golf ball size through the right knee. Push through the fingertips, especially the pointer finger, knuckle, and the thumb. Reverse directions. Good. And then knee to nose. Round. Hug the right thigh in, warrior one. Plant your right foot, pivot your back heel down. Arms reach up to the sky once you have both feet down. Step your back foot in a little bit so you're in a really shortened warrior one. Back heel is down towards the earth. Take your hands to your heart and then hinge the upper body forward. Think about from the heel when we push back through the foot, press your heel forward on the left foot. So left heel energetically reaches all the way through the left shoulder. Sweep your arms back, fire up the back muscles. Inhale, lift the ribs. Keep the left heel pressing down. Lift the palms. Exhale, hinge, sweep back. Feel your back muscles fire. Feel your belly fire. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hinge. One more round. Inhale, lift through the thumbs, lift through the heart, the chin. Exhale, hinge, hug the belly in. Utkatasana chair pose. Step the left foot next to the right, arms sweep up. Take your hands to your heart, relax the shoulders down and back, and then play with the pelvis. You can tug forward and back so you find the belly. Take a big breath in, rotate the ribs to the right, reach your arms out to a T. It's not going to come to a full open twist. Inhale up through center, hands to heart. Exhale, switch. Rotate the ribs first, and then arms are an extension of your heart. Inhale through center. Exhale, stand, palms by your side. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana, take a half lift, breath in. Step your right leg back, low lunge. Grab your blocks under your palms, and then we'll shift the hips forward and back. Extend through the left leg, push into the blocks so you get to lengthen your arms just like we did when we were lying on our back. Think about the sensation of extension from your shoulder blades to your wrists. Next time your hips are back, hold your hips back, walk the palms back so the blocks are underneath the shoulders. Push firmly into the blocks, heart forward. Rotate your left toes side to side. So a little windshield wiper. You might feel the sensation of the muscles around the hip and the thigh bone starting to warm a little. And then hold here. Walk the blocks to the left. Squeeze the hips together. My mamas to be, you're going to walk to the right. When you're ready, come back to center. Bend your left knee. Move the blocks out of the way. Palms plant. Step back, find plank. Chaturanga all the way to the mat. Cobra. Open up through the chest, the heart space. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Savasana. Pedal the feet right and left. Think about space in the hamstring starting at the feet. So you can bend one knee, pause, stretch to the calf, the ankle, and then bend the other knee. Knees get to soften, heels press down, big toes touch. This is going to stabilize the pelvis. Left leg to the sky, breath in. Stack your left knee by bending the left knee, left hip lifts up. Push evenly through both hands. Circle the left knee tiny. Feel that sensation start to heat up the hip, socket, all the muscles around the hip, reverse directions. Use the belly. Need a nose, round. Plant the left foot, warrior one. Pivot your back heel down, and you can step your foot in. This is your first warrior one. Focus more on the sensation of your hips facing forward than you are length and distance from foot to foot. Hands to heart hinge. You can widen the left foot a little bit for more space in the pelvis. This is going to help you wrap the right hip forward. If the right heel lifts, step your right foot towards the front foot a little bit more. Good. Sweep the arms back. Take an exhale. Feel the stretch in the right heel. Lift the arms up. Lift the chest up. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hinge. One more round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hinge. Suction the belly. Chair pose. Right foot meets the left. Hands to hearts. This time, open twist right side. Reach the arms out. Left knee is going to track forward slightly. Inhale through center. That is okay. Exhale, switch. Left palm reaches back. Right knee will track forward slightly. Inhale, center. Exhale, stand, Tadasana, pumps by your side. Inhale, reach up. Press to the feet. Look up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen the spine. Take a breath in. Step the left foot back, low lunge. Grab your blocks. Shift the hips back and forth. The hips are moving because the attempt is to bend flexion into the right hip, but also to extend back when you extend the hips to stretch the back of your hamstring. The hamstring will stretch deeper if you flex the right foot, but you should also play with pushing the top of the foot down so you stretch to the front of the ankle. Next time your hips are back, hold. Walk your blocks back underneath the shoulders. Arch the spine so there's a little bit of a baby back bend. Flex your right toes. Hips are back. So Alex, shift the hips back. Yeah, there we go. Right toes go side to side. Good. Feel the sensation of the bone moving within the hip socket. And then hold here. Flex your foot, firm it up. Am I expecting mom as you go left? Everybody else goes right. Walk your hands to the right outside of your right thigh. Feel the hip bones squeeze towards each other as you breathe. And then breathe into the right side rib cage, left side rib cage. Gently inhale through center. Walk the blocks forward. Lose the blocks. Lift your back knee. Runner's lunge. Step back. Find plank. Move through your vinyasa. 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A. I'll walk you through the first 2. The last one you'll take on your own. If you don't know Surya Namaskar A, don't worry about it. Think as long as you're breathing, you're doing yoga. I'll guide you through the first 2. Heels high, baby step or hop to the top of the mat. Take a half lift, breath in. Exhale, fold, breath out. Root down to the feet, rise all the way up, arms sweep up to the sky. Pause in Tadasana, palms by your side. Take a breath, spread through the foot bones. Inhale, lift up, look up. Breath in. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, bend your knees. Take a half lift, lengthen the spine. Step back, find plank. From plank, knees down or up, Chaturanga Dandasana to the mat, or pelvis stays lifted. Find your up dog or cobra, hips to the sky, down dog. In down dog, take 3 rounds of breath. Reconnect to your breath. The inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. A slight constriction on the exhalation for your ujjayi. Your inhale is full, it is vibrant and alive. Heels high, step, hop, or float, top of the mat. Take a half lift, breath in. Exhale, fold, breath out. Root down, rise all the way up, arms sweep up. Exhale, palms by your side. Find your Tadasana mountain pose. Feel like a mountain strong from your feet. Ground up, reach up, grow tall. Exhale, fold. Take a half lift, breath in. Step back, find your plank, find your Chaturanga, find your back bend. Your vinyasa is up to you. You can always cat and cow. We meet in downward facing dog. Hips to the sky, knees soften. Think about spreading through your toe bones and press through all 5 finger pads, base knuckle of your thumb and your pointer finger. When you're ready, last Sunday, on your own. If you're not sure what to do, see if you can remember. And if you can't, you can look at your neighbor next to you, around you, and trust yourself, your breath, and your body. There's no wrong as long as you're breathing. Can you find sensation, connection to your breath and your body? Once you're in your downward facing dog, hold space and find your breath. Walk your feet and hands midway to your mat. Ragdoll in the half point of your mat. Grab opposite elbow, rock side to side. Let your knees bend enough so your belly touches your thighs. This might mean that your legs work really hard. Take your palms to your thighs. Take a half lift. Breath in. Exhale, round the spine up. So don't fold. Arms reach up on your breath in. And then hands to heart. Grab your blocks. Take your blocks and line them up with your feet. Highest distance. So our first round of eagle, we're going to practice it on our legs only. And we'll practice a push and pull. So line up your left foot next to your left block. Soften your left knee and wrap your right thigh over. Push your right toes into the block and then squeeze your hip bones together. Now, keep the push in the right foot. Keep the bend in the left knee. You're going to bend as much as feels okay. Squeeze the hip bones together. And then feel the left big toe mound down. Squeeze the hip bones together. So imagine you are lifting the pelvic floor up and in. This sensation is like you're at the rodeo. You don't want to use the outhouse, but you got to pee really bad. Okay. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Now from here, just reach the arms up. Feel the push into the right foot. Feel the squeeze in between the thighs. And then see if you can start to get light in the right toes. Not to lift it all the way. Just keep squeezing through the thighs. Good. Lift up, step down, shake it out. Shake out the hips. We're using the blocks to find sensation of a squeeze in. Okay. Line up the right foot with the center of the right block. Same idea. Left thigh is going to cross over. Bend your right knee, squeeze the hip bones together. And then hands can come to heart. You'll push into the block and bend your right knee as much as feels okay. The push down into the block is going to allow you to lift the right hip up in line with the left. What happens in eagle, because we are so focused on double wrapping our legs, we lose the squeeze in. So think pelvic floor lifts up and in, the space just at the base of the pelvis, and then arms can reach up. From here, you can get light in the left toes. Keep squeezing the block. Gently rise up. Forward fold, grab your blocks. Walk your blocks forward. Take a half lift. Exhale, fold belly to thighs. Walk your hands forward and then walk your feet to your wrists. Take a half lift, breath in. Exhale, fold, breath out. Root down, rise all the way up. Arms sweep up to the sky. Hands to heart, heel to the feet to touch or hips distance. Right knee comes into the chest. Take a single leg raise. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, keep the heel towards the butt. Walk the right thigh back. Pull the right thigh in. Right thigh goes back. So feel what happens around the thigh bone and the hip socket. Hold the right thigh back, quad stretch. Catch the outside of your right ankle, push into the left foot, and then tuck the tailbone slightly. Option to reach the left palm up, breathe. Take a big breath in. Exhale, stay. One more inhale. Step the right foot back, low lunge. Tack the toes down first, and then once you find your grounding, come into your low lunge. Catch your blocks, and then walk the blocks back so they're in line with the hips so you get to lift the chest. Think about your chest lifting, not the low back having tension. So the further forward the pelvis is, the more you lift the chest, the more tension is in the low back. So play with that. Squeeze the hip bones together, even though the legs are an even playing field. The blocks are there to help you. Maybe you push into them like we did to the feet to lift up to the heart space. Press down through the right big toe mound and just think, how do I shine my heart up or forward? When you're ready, gently shift the hips back, find a half splits. Use your blocks to walk them forward to fold over the left thigh. Breathe. We've been here before, just in a dynamic movement. When you're ready, rebend the left knee. Walk the blocks forward with you. Lift your back toes. Find a runner's lunge. Shift back and forth. Long pyramid to runner's lunge. So shift the hips back. Press the right heel down. Similar shape that we made earlier. Stretch back through the right calf. And then next time you're back in long pyramid, hold. Walk your blocks back in line with your ankle bone, or maybe a little higher. Push into the blocks, open up through the heart space, and then ground down through the left heel. Maybe you lift the left toes to drive the left hip in line with the right. From here, lower your left toes, step your right foot in, find a pyramid pose. Hands to hips, rise all the way up, come to standing pyramid. Arms reach up, take a big breath in. Exhale, hands clasp behind the back. Open up through the heart space. We hinge just halfway. Push firmly into both feet. You're hinging halfway or a third of the way. Lift the thumbs away from the hips. Relax the head. Maybe the gaze goes side to side. Press evenly into both feet. Take a big breath in. Exhale, stay. One more inhale. Soften the left knee. Release the grip. Standing splits. Kick your right leg up. Big breath in. Either grab the blocks or walk the hands forward. Knee to nose. Hug the right thigh in. Let the right leg lift up. Breath in. Exhale, hug. One more round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hug. Right knee plants underneath the right hip. Take a half lift. Breath in. Exhale, fold. Breath out. Root down, rise all the way up. Sweep the arms up. Take an inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Take a half lift. Inhale. Step back, find your vinyasa. Make your way to downward facing dog. I know it's getting warm in here. I just lowered the AC. It'll kick on in a moment. Okay. Pedal the feet, right and left. Breathe. Press through the fingertips, especially the base knuckles. Look forward, heels high. Step or hop top of the mat. Take a half lift. Breath in. Exhale, fold. Breath out. Root down, rise all the way up. Sweep the arms to the sky. Hands come to heart. Left knee to chest, single leg raise. Pull the left knee in. Heel comes towards your butt. So make the flexion deep at your left ankle and left knee. Start to kick back through the left thigh and then come forward. 3 times. So notice what happens in the low back as you draw the thigh back. Notice what happens in the low back and the belly as you draw the thigh in. Find your quad stretch. Catch your left ankle. And then pause here. Option to take your right arm to the sky. Tuck your tailbone slightly. This is going to insist that your left hip flexor stretches a little longer. Use control. We gently step back, find a high lunge first, tap the toes down, and then lower your left knee down to the earth, low lunge. Walk your blocks back in line with the hips or close to that effect. And then get light in the fingertips. So you have the fingertips as a way, just like we did in Serpentine Cobra, to push down into so we lift. The further forward your hips are, the more the back bend comes into the low back. It's not wrong. I'm just telling you sensations, right? So how do I marry what feels okay? Take a big breath in, squeeze the pelvis towards each other. So hip bones squeeze together. And then exhale, stay. One more inhale. Shift the hips back, find half splits. Extend your right leg and then walk the blocks forward, maybe all the way. You start to fold the ribs over the thigh. Think, how do I lengthen the front of my body to lengthen over the right thigh, and then firm your right quad to assist the stretch in your right hamstring. Take a big breath in, gaze up. Crawl forward, rebend your right knee, find a runner's lunge. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up. Find your long pyramid and then your runner's lunge. So you're just dynamically moving through these two positions as we get a little bit of tone, energy, and heat into the right hamstring and right hip. Next time your hips are back, hold back, step the left foot into a pyramid. So shorter distance, back heel comes down. Walk the blocks in line with your ankle so you have a little bit of a closer lift. And then hands come to hips, lengthen the spine. Take a breath in as you rise up. Good. Arms sweep up. Take a big breath in. Push through both feet. Interlace the palms on your exhale. Open up through the chest on your inhale. Exhale, hinge halfway. From here, push firmly into both feet. So left heel has to be down. You can lift the thumbs away from the hips. And then maybe you start to lift your right toes. Take a big breath in. Stay on the exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, release your palms, standing splits, left leg to the sky. Take a breath in, lift the left leg. Knee to nose, round, hug the chin to the chest. Inhale, open the heart, lift the left leg. Exhale, knee to nose. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, knee to nose, hug. Left foot meets the right. Find a forward fold. Take a half lift. Breath in. Exhale, fold, breath out. Root down, rise all the way up. Arms sweep up to the sky. Hands come to heart. Palms by your side. Find your Tadasana and widen your feet. Turn your toes out slightly. And then this will depend on your hips. Okay. We can come halfway to sumo squat or we can come all the way down. So we either come halfway to a sumo squat or we come all the way down. We're going to be moving through these. So squeeze the glutes to rise up. And either you're in the halfway range, quarter of the range, or you come all the way down. Imagine when we were kids, we sat like this and played for hours, yeah? And then we become adults, we get robbed by our seats of our hip mobility, and we're like, holy shit, Mel, you want me to do what? Hold your Malasana, breathe. You can come seated onto a block because we're going to be here for a few moments, okay? So a block under the pelvis is a nice way to bring the earth to you and just settle. Lift up through the ribs, reach the arms forward. Remember how we had our fingertips in, thumbs reach? Take a big breath in, reach the thumbs away, pull the shoulder blades down and back. Lift the ribs for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, palms down, squeeze the glutes, lift the hips. Heel toe the feet underneath your hips. Peace fingers around your big toe mounds. Take a half lift, Padangusthasana. Bend your knees, belly meets your thighs, fold. Draw your shoulder blades up and back. So peace fingers around your big toe mounds. You're lifting up through the big toe mounds. Widen the pelvis. Let the head go. Release the palms. Take your palms mid-shin. Half lift, breath in. Exhale, fold, breath out. Root down, rise all the way up. Sweep through the arms. Lift the gaze. Exhale, forward fold. Second to last vinyasa of class. Take a half lift, breath in. Step back. Make your way to downward facing dog. Okay. Take a big breath in. There it is. Exhale, stay. One more inhale. Exhale, let the breath go. Tap the knees down. Lower to your hips to heels. So hips come to heels. And then grab your blocks. You're going to take one block between the elbows and the other block is going to come between the pinkies. So palms are going to open out like you're going to receive something, like someone's giving you something. And then you'll catch the other block with your elbows. It's kind of harder if you do it the other way around, but it's up to you. Whatever works. Okay. Squeeze the elbows like you are going to make a pancake. And then relax the shoulder blades down and back. It doesn't matter how high your blocks lift. Say that to yourself. It doesn't matter how high my blocks lift. You're going to keep the bend in the elbows. So 90-90, push the pinky edge side of the hand into the block, squeeze the elbows. We lift up, take a breath in. Exhale, lower down. Good. If this bothers your knees or your ankles, you can always come up to high kneeling. Okay. Just takes pressure out from behind the knees. One more. We'll lift up, hold, breathe, squeeze the elbows, keep squeezing the elbows, squeeze the pinkies, hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, relax down, move the blocks to the side, swing the arms forward and back. You can make fists. And then swing your arms side to side like you're going to give somebody a pound next to you. Okay. Good. And then relax the fingers. Lower the forearms down. Spread the fingers wide. For my expectant mamas, you can stay here, tuck the toes, or we lift the hips. Come into a dolphin. Breathe. Push down through the forearms. Notice how this feels probably a little more stable versus a lot of pressure because we warmed up the shoulder muscles before we just started to heat from the body. You guys have 15 seconds here. Good. 2 more breaths. Find a child's pose, knees tap down. Take your palms behind you to your heels and spread the hips back. So palms are going to wrap back for the heels. If the forehead doesn't touch the mat with ease, take a block under the forehead and just allow for the pelvis to get really heavy. So it doesn't really matter how far back the pelvis goes. Just think of the sensation of reaching the hips back and lengthen the front of the ribs as you breathe across the base of the low back. When you're ready, gently crawl forward. Find a downward facing dog. Walk your hands underneath the shoulders. Pivot. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Big toes touch. Right foot comes to the sky. Take a breath in. Right foot steps outside of your right pinky. Find a lizard. Let your back knee lower down. This is where the blocks come in handy. So you have option 1, no blocks. Option 2, and play with this if you like. We'll take the blocks underneath our left thigh. So you're going to stack it underneath your left thigh so you can push the left thigh in. What happens when we're in lizard is our right hip goes forward, our left hip goes back. It's going to help you press the left thigh down. And then from here, you can lower to the forearms. They can come to blocks or not. You might notice that if you have the block under the thigh, a block under the thigh, a block might be required under the arms. This is because usually to get the forearms down, our pelvis shifts quite a bit. Now breathe here, push down through the elbows, glide the ribs forward, and breathe into the front of the ribs. If your knee bows out, that's okay. Just let the foot go with it. So don't plant the big toe down if your knee is bowing out to the side. And then from here, straighten out the arms. Everyone walk your left hand forward over your left shoulder. Rotate the ribs to the right, and then press the right thigh away. Good. Breathe here. When you're ready, gently unwind, plant your palms, lift your back knee up. Take your block with you, walk to the back of your mat, Skandasana on the left knee. You can take the block underneath your glutes. Lift up through the chest and the heart space. Left palm comes down inside of the left thigh. Reach your right palm up and stretch through the low back. Lift out of the ribs. Breathe. Use your glutes just like we did when we lifted out of our squat. When you're ready, crawl your fingertips forward to the side. We crawl to the top of the mat. Pivot your back heel up. Find a high lunge. So squeeze the hips together. Reach the arms up. Lift up through the chest. Lift up through the belly. Hands come to heart. Hinge halfway. Remember, we did this in our warrior one. Push down through your right foot. Chair pose. Left foot meets the right. So left foot comes next to the right. Reach the arms up. Take a breath in. Exhale, open, twist right. Inhale up through center. It comes from the ribs. Exhale, rotate left. Inhale up through center. Right knee to chest, single leg raise. High up, lift. Good. Heel to butt. Set up for your quad stretch, or you can take dancer. If you're taking dancer, palm comes inside of your foot. Your thumb comes to the back of the room. Left palm can reach forward as you kick into the right foot, and then breathe. Trust yourself. The closer you are to the mirrors, the harder this is going to be because you're really close to a surface that your body feels like it's going to bump into. Okay. When you're ready, gently step back. Find a high lunge on the left side. Arms sweep up to the sky. Pivot the back heel down, warrior two. This should feel so good. Reach the arms out to a T. Pause in your warrior two. You have 6 breaths here. Front heel bisects your back arch. And then relax the shoulders a little bit. Let the elbow soften. Turn your right pinky toe in slightly. Yeah. And then breathe. Allow the ribs to have space away from the hips. And just firm up, not just the left hip or the left thigh, but think your right foot. So all the foot play, foot stretch that we've done, actively press down to the right pinky side edge. Keep your left knee bent, reverse warrior, left palm up and back. Rotate the hands all the way down, step back. Find your plank, knees tap down, cat-cow. Lower the belly, lift the chin, lift the tail. Exhale, round, push the earth away. Find neutral, lower the forearms. Find your dolphin. Second round. So we're skipping our vinyasas in opt for a dolphin pose. You can soften the knees, and can you lift the tailbone a little bit? Good. Press down to the thumb knuckle of your base knuckle of your palm and your pointer finger. Lower the knees all the way down. Shift the hips back, child's pose. This time you have the option to take the palms back, or you can come into puppy, walking the palms forward. Your hips are going to stack somewhere over the thighs. If your chest can lower down to the floor, you can lift your chin or take your chin to the mat as well. That is going to be different for each person's spine. When you're ready, we meet in downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Walk out of this. Big toes touch. Left foot steps outside of your left pinky. Take your block. Find your lizard. Find your thigh wherever it meets. So if you're a little bit taller, the block might go mid-distance. Just let your thigh rest on the block. And then another block can come under the forearms. This is going to help you push the left elbow back, and then you'll lower the forearms. A block under the forearms is a nice way to give yourself space. Hearts forward, push through the left heel to pull back through the left hip, but lengthen the left side ribs forward. So everything is moving in opposition. When you're ready, straighten out your arms. Take your right hand in front of your right shoulder. Press your left thigh away. Open up. This doesn't have to be big, but squeeze your right glute as you rotate. Feel the right side body lengthen, and then draw the right shoulder back away from the ears. Breathe into the left side ribs. You got it, Alex. And then when you're ready, walk back through center, palms down, lift your right knee up, Skandasana back of the mat. Take your block with you to bend into the right knee and sit down onto the block. We're seated on the block because this is more about your QL. Right palm's going to reach in front of the right thigh, lift the left palm. If you feel sensation at your low back here, that's okay. That is one of your pillars for your spine, and stretch it more. This is a great stretch. So is Lasana squat. You can do it at your desk too if you just hinge and open up. Same way. Obviously, the deeper the squat, the deeper the stretch. Use your glutes, crawl your palms forward, squeeze through the glutes to find a runner's lunge, squeezing your thighs together, and then lift up, high lunge. Take a big breath in, exhale, stay. One more inhale, hands to heart, exhale, hinge, find your chair pose. Right foot meets the left, push into the left toes, arms sweep up, take a breath in. Left side first, open twist left side, left palm reaches back, pull the belly in. Inhale up through center, exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Single leg raise, left side, pull the left knee up and in, flex your left foot, heel to butt. For those of you close to the mirrors, you might want to step back, dancer, or you can take your quad stretch. If you're taking dancer, catch the inside of the foot, right palm reaches up and away. Use your breath. And then gently step back, find a high lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up, breathe. Good. Warrior two, pivot the back heel down. Open the arms out to a T, bend your right knee. Pivot your left toes in. If the long side of your mat is 12 o'clock, make your left toes go to 1 o'clock. Yes. And then option to wrap the left hip forward a little bit. This is going to give you a little more space through the low back. So traditionally, we want to square our hips, but if you let the back hip come forward, it allows you to sink a little deeper and also access the back foot. Good. And then we just rotate the ribs. Reverse warrior, right palm up and back. Take a breath in. Windmill the hands down. Find your way to all fours. Cat cow. All right. Now we're going to do things a little differently today. Grab your blocks because this is going to make your arms a little longer. Okay. This is going to depend on your hips and your knees. So there's no reason to come where I'm going. You pay attention to your body. Okay. We'll hug the right thigh in, and then I'm just going to cross it. You can also do this from down dog. It gives you a little more space. Okay. And then from here, I'll walk my feet over, and then I'm just going to sit back. Now, option one will be to sit to a block. Option two would be to come to a Sukhasana like we were earlier, okay? So I'll show you that again. Let me just show you from down dog because it'll give you more space. So short down dog. And then you'll just cross the right thigh over the left, walk the feet away from each other, tap your knees down. If this feels okay, great. You'll start to walk the hips back, maybe to a seat, maybe to the blocks. This is called Gomukhasana, but you want the same idea of squeezing into the pelvic floor. Okay. Right arm reaches under, left arm reaches over. You're either double wrapping, single wrapping, or you can grab opposite elbows. We'll stay here for a few breaths. So this is essentially, although it's a different pose, it's a similar sensation of eagle. Yeah, 1 block, 2 blocks is nice too. Squeeze the hip bones together. And then when you're ready, release the arms. Watch me for a sec, okay? We're gonna crawl our hands to the left. You'll lift the hips up, and then we'll come all the way around to the other side. So now the left knee. So we're doing the hokey pokey. Keep crawling, keep crawling, keep crawling, keep crawling. Good. And then breathe. And one side might be like heck no. And the other side might be like, okay, I got it. The closer the feet are to you, the less intense. The further your feet are away, the more intense. Okay. And then left arm's going to go under, double wrap, single wrap, or grab opposite elbow. Sit up tall and breathe. Two more breaths right here. When you're ready, inhale, release the arms. Take your palms to the right. We crawl all the way. And then you're facing the back of the room. Crawl to the right, roll up. Yes, there we go. We switch. All right, you have your blocks. Two options. I'm going to come back here and face you guys. So where we started eagle, we had the blocks around our feet. If you liked that, you can try it again. We'll take full eagle with the block under the foot, and then you'll play with lifting your foot off the block, okay? So you'll take the blocks to the sides of the feet. We did it at the very beginning of class. You'll take your right foot across and press into the block, and then right arm comes under. You'll push into the block and then try to get light on the block as you bend your knee and lift up through the elbows, okay? Go for it. The block is a nice way to start because it's going to ground you into something. It gives you something to push into to bend your bottom knee. And then you get to play with getting light on the block. I'm 5'9.5", so I take my block all the way high. That might be too high for you. Maybe yours is medium. Maybe yours is lowest. I have long legs. Good. Breathe. I had someone do this the other day and they're like, oh shit, I can double wrap. Yes. Sometimes you notice that sensation because we weren't bending our standing leg enough. When you're ready, come up, shake the legs out, and then we just switch sides. Props are my fave, guys. Left leg over, left arm under. You can do it the other way. That's just the Ashtanga way. There's not a exact right or wrong. It's just your left shoulder is connected to your right hip. Your right hip is connected to your left shoulder, right shoulder, left hip. Good. Gently release. Shake it out. Do the hokey pokey. Turn yourself around. Step to the top of your mat, facing the mirrors. Arms sweep up. Take a big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Breath out. Take a half lift. Inhale. Squat the hips down. Find Malasana. All right. From here, you have two options. Option one is going to be to sit in Malasana on a block. So you are seated and you are breathing. You can close your eyes. Option two is going to be crow pose on a block. Your toes will come high to a block. Elbows come high behind your triceps. You shift forward, fingers take your weight, and then suction the pelvic floor. Heels come to your butt. Okay. You choose whatever your option is. If you take your feet onto a block for crow, it's scary because it brings the pelvis pretty high, but it makes it easier to lift up. Just gaze forward if you're in crow. And breathe. Two more breaths here. And then when you're ready, we come to a seat, move the block, sit down, crawl down vertebra by vertebra. Allow your head to be the last thing to lower. Take your blocks with you, supported bridge with a block. You can take two blocks or one singular block. Let the pelvis, especially the sacrum, rest on the block. So lay down first and then put the block underneath the pelvis. The block is going to come low, just below the butt cheeks, or just above the butt cheeks, just where they start, the top. Breathe. You have the option to stay here, or you can lift your legs to the sky. And start to see if you can maybe take the bottom jaw, circle it one way and then the other way. Stretch through the jaw. Maybe you start to take the base of the skull side to side in a gentle rotation. And then if your feet are up towards the sky, take them down towards the mat. Press through the feet, lift the hips, and slowly move the block out from below the pelvis. Take your feet together, knees apart, Baddha Konasana. Allow the soles of the feet to touch. Your knees come nice and wide. Soften the pelvis down. Breathe across the front of the belly. Feel the sensation of the heart space relax. Feel the sensation of your low back relax. Take 2 more breaths right here. And then without a lot of effort, draw the knees in towards the chest like a book. Let them come up and over towards the left. Supine twist. Let the belly soften. For those of you expecting mamas, you can take a block under the bottom leg or between the thighs. Allow the body to soften and relax. And then can you exhale, sink a little deeper. On your next inhale, without a lot of effort, can you draw the knees towards center? And then take the knees up and over to the opposite side. Let the body relax and soften in this twist. Try not to worry about props. And then when you're ready, draw the knees back to center. Let your legs slowly extend for your Shavasana. Take up space on your mat. For my mamas to be, if you'd like to lay to the left side with the bolster, you can do so. Start to let the front of the pelvis soften. On every exhale, can you allow the ribs to gently spread and stay expanded? Let the breath get big and full. Invite a softness in the tongue, the eyeballs, eye of the elbow, shoulders, low back, wrists. Any gripping to be released in the glutes, behind the knees, ankles, fingers, and toes. Shavasana. Without movement, can you start to deepen the breath? Take full exhales, pauses, and then exhale, pause, full inhales, pause, exhale, pause. Invite a sense of ease across the skin and the face, the cheeks, and the crown of the head. Gently roll to your side, left if you're expecting, right if you're not. And if you prefer roll left, you're welcome to do so. Once you're on the side, allow for your bottom arm to be a pillow for your head. Feel weighted in the fetal position. The fetal position is an opportunity for us to start again, or a shape that represents the idea of beginning again. One of my favorite cartoons is Charlie Brown and Snoopy. And Charlie Brown says to Snoopy, Snoopy, we only die once. And Snoopy says, no, Charlie Brown, we only live once. It's a reminder that each day is a precious gift for us to be present. And when we're not, that's okay. We're human. Those moments will happen. But this idea or opportunity that we have to begin again. Exhale all the breath. Take a full breath in. Exhale, gently soften. Use the strength of your powerful arms. Let your head be heavy and come into a comfortable seat. When seated, eyes remain closed. Allow for your breath to be the thing that guides you through space, maybe your touch or the sense of things around you. When seated, choose a word you'd like to embody for the rest of the day, maybe the week. It can be a sense, it can be an action, it can be a thought process. So maybe peace, water, laughter. And then place the words I am in front of that word. I am whatever word you chose. Repeat that in your mind one more time. Then let it go. Exhale all the breath. Take a full breath in. Exhale, breathe out. Second breath, fill up. Exhale, release. Last breath for you for your day. Inhale, fill to the top. Seal the lips. Exhale through the nose. Palms come together. Third eye center, seat of your intuition. Thank you so much for sharing your breath, your energy, and your practice. My name is Mel. Namaste. Welcome to the rest of your day. Thank you guys for showing up. Alex Blake online, everybody in the room. If you have questions or comments, please let me know. It was wonderful to have you all. And this is the last day that I'll be teaching that sensation of eagle. Next month, we'll be working on hips. Ooh. And it won't be one shape. So we'll be having a little bit of fun and exploration because that's what I've been doing in my personal practice. So I like to bring that into with you guys. If you have requests ever, if you come into class and you're like, oh my gosh, my shoulders are toe tight, well, we're working the whole body. The emphasis is usually one thing. So just ask, be like, hey, Mel, can we do some shoulder openers, shoulder flossing? We could all use that every day, right? That's all, guys. Have a beautiful rest of your day. We have a sanitization station right over by the door. If you wouldn't mind wiping down your blocks, please don't spray the blocks because they get really wet. And then the next person grabs them and they're like wet blocks. Although they're clean, they're wet, kind of like icky. Your lavender towels and your cleaning towels will go into the basket outside. I'll keep talking because that's my job while y'all are cleaning up. We have 3 spots left in our Spain retreat. It is a month away. So we leave on November 3rd and we come back November 8th. We'll be 4 nights, 5 days in Fuente Espalda, 1 night and 1 day in Barcelona, Gothic Quarter. So if you're interested in that retreat, I'll be leading it. We do a little bit of yoga, a little bit of meditation, a little bit of journaling, a little bit of sculpt, a lot of adventure and cultural stuff. And other than that, have a fabulous rest of your day. If you're not doing our Fall into Self challenge, why not? You just put your name on the board. You got to start today. It is 40 classes in 60 days. It started September 15th. It ends November 15th. If you do 10 classes, you get one free class. That means you get to say to the front desk, can I have a gift card for one free class? And you give somebody a nice Christmas present or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever you celebrate, or just for funsies. I love you, my friend. Okay. That's it, guys. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.